Top 5, Kevin Durant, destination.
Number 5.
I wanted to push the buttons myself, C-Cat.
Go for it.
And number 5 on my list, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, this is one that doesn't get talked about enough. And the reason I say the Cavs is KD is at a point in his career where he's 36. He probably wants to finish wherever he goes next. He's not going to want to continue this mercenary journey bouncing from city to city. That means he's going to want to go to a place that has good coaching, which I believe they have in Bickerstaff, a place that has a proven star he can play alongside. Donovan Mitchell qualifies, but also a place that he wouldn't have to feel like he's going to come there and rebuild a whole new thing there. You don't want to start from scratch somewhere at this point in your career because you ain't got time on your hand. KD goes to the Cavs. If they can find a way, I mean, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about trade scenarios on the radio. I'm not boring our fan base to death with that. But if they could find a way to package some of these guys, they got DeAndre Hunter at the trade deadline. They've got Darius Garland, who I can tell the Cavs are ready to move off of. They do still have some future draft assets they can move. If I'm the Cavaliers, I'm going to try and find a way. I'm going to try and find a way to get Kevin Durant to Cleveland and get you over the hump. They were the 1 seed in the East. And if you're KD, of course, the West is known to you. But that is an absolute gauntlet, and it's only getting stronger this summer no matter what happens. If I'm him, I would love to come to the East. A much easier path to the finals. Look at who the hell is representing the East this year, C-Cat.
Now, I know this is Kevin Durant's top 5 list, but I don't think the Cavaliers would try to change things up. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are in the opinion of running it back. They got unhealthy at the wrong time and are at home right now because of that.
You know what changes that? If I can upgrade DeAndre Hunter to Kevin Durant, I would just pull the trigger on that. Of course, there's going to be other things that come with it, but yes, I would package the necessary things to do that. Another thing I wanted to add here is a caveat, and I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. But the price of the brick is actually going down. Kelly Iko of The Athletic, who covers the Houston Rockets, another team that is in contention to get KD, reported today that as teams continue to talk to the Suns, their asking price is lowering because they are realizing what the market is for a guy that age who also, for the Suns, on the Suns' behalf of this, they need so many different things. Future draft capital. They need financial flexibility. They also want to get players that can help them contend right now or at least be competitive because they don't have their future draft assets. I think KD can be had at a lower price, and I think the Cavs can package something to get him, but go.
And I talk about being unhealthy at the wrong time. You don't want to find yourself to get that KD injury year, do you? Guy's still with a reworked Achilles.
Oh, it's been so long. You know what year that happened?
2019?
Yeah.
18?
2019. A reworked Achilles?
Listen,
It's going to be 2026. You're talking about something that happened 6 years ago?
When you get older, those things start to matter more and more.
It's a risk I'll be willing to take if I'm the Cavaliers, if that means I can pair Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley with that dude, the Slim Reaper. And again, if you're watching us on YouTube at ESPN West Palm, you can watch highlights here of Kevin Durant, who was banging it out right on top of C-Cat's head.
Yeah.
At ESPN West Palm on YouTube. Always tell your smart speaker, play ESPN 106.3. That's number 5. Number 5 is the Cleveland Cavaliers because I would be one to take my talents out east. Top 5 destinations for KD this summer if I'm Kevin Durant.
Number 4.
Detroit Pistons. Detroit basketball. Who says no here? Who says no? I absolutely love this move right here.
I kind of like this too. You talked about how building a legacy and winning when the conditions aren't exactly perfect. If you take the Detroit Pistons to the NBA Finals, again, that's in the East.
Come on.
A gettable conference. That is very attractive to Kevin Durant.
I would say this too if you're KD. With Detroit, everybody tried to blame it all on, well, I saw some people blaming it on Bickerstaff. I saw some people kind of taking a shot at Cade Cunningham, who is the 1A, right? He is the star. He is the guy that runs that offense. I believe having a guy like KD instead of Malik Beasley as your reliable wing scorer, as your reliable spot-up shooter to take the pressure off of Cade changes so much for the Pistons. Now, again, you have to give up some things to get him. My key points in this, again, is I believe in Bickerstaff. I said Bickerstaff for the Cavs as well, huh? That's Atkinson's team. I believe in Bickerstaff as a coach. I do believe that Cade Cunningham can turn into that guy that is winning you games down the stretch in the playoffs, especially if KD gets down there and helps them out. On top of all of that, it is the Eastern Conference, And the top of the East right now is the Indiana Pacers. The Celtics ain't going to have Tatum next year anyways. It's wide open. KD can really come to the East and dictate his own terms. Whatever team he goes to is going to be the new favorite next year if it's in the East.
I do got to say, I think there is a stigma in terms of team hopping, but there also is something to be learned about being in a bunch of different environments like Kevin Durant has been in.
And
there's
thriving.
Knowledge gained and understanding what systems work for him, what he could add to different types of systems, teams, organization, where, yeah, you might think, oh, diva basketball player, just hopping from place to place once he's a little bit unhappy. Yeah, there's an element to that. But I also think there's an element, too. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Played with that type of guy here, and here. I know what they need.
He said something interesting after the trade deadline this year, too. Remember when the Suns were trying to move him to the Warriors? And he shut that down before the trade deadline. And the reports came out, and everybody thought, oh, he has a bad relationship with Draymond. He doesn't want to go back to the place that he got ridiculed in. He really came out afterwards and said, no, I didn't want to move in season. I didn't want to have to move in season, have to learn a new environment in season. I think for a guy that's had that much motion, a guy that has played in so many different environments, he understands the really the benefits of having a full offseason with a new team and learning his way so he can be playing at Apex Durant level instead of jumping into a situation like Luka had to do this year, like Jimmy had to do this year, and figuring it out on the fly. Wise move by KD. And that's why I would say this offseason, the Pistons should be 4th on his list as a place to go to outside of Phoenix.
Number 3.
This is the first team I'm naming in the Western Conference because I do think it'll be a gauntlet. But the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets, who are rumored to be one of the favorites to get Kevin Durant because the Suns, if they move KD, are going to want to reclaim their draft capital anyway. And the Rockets are the one that own a lot of the Suns' pick. So you got to involve them in a deal anyway. And if you're the Rockets, you're like, hey, give us KD. We have a coach that has been to the finals. We have a team that was second in the West this year that is young and getting better and better. We also can give you a young, quote-unquote, burgeoning star if you believe in him in Jalen Green. Take him here.
What a conflicting moment that will be for Houston Rockets fans. Or we all know that the team that got closest to dethroning the Warriors with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson was the Warriors with that 3-2 series lead. That's the life of an NBA fan, and if you root for the clothing, you got to stomach teams that you hated, their stars, now being on your side.
I think they'll be able to figure it out. When Kevin Durant walks through that tunnel,
if it converts into wins.
That's what I'm saying. I think it would, too. They have, again, the West is a beast, but Kevin Durant on those Rockets improves things. Plus, KD on the Rockets means that KD is one step closer and in proximity and in an uptick in talent right there with the Rockets team in halting what could be a dynasty in Oklahoma City. Don't act like my boy ain't petty. He don't want to see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander become the greatest Thunder player of all time and create a dynasty that people will never forget. He's going to want to shut that down. And this is his last chance to. The movement he makes this offseason is going to create a path to shutting all of that down that they got in OKC as we get ready to see them take on the Pacers in the NBA Finals. And number 3, trade destination, if I'm KD, that I would want to go to is the Houston Rockets.
Number 2
on this Top 5 Tuesday. Well, I already told y'all. It's the crib, baby. Not his, but the crib like right out here. Why not the Miami Heat? Why not pull up and play with Bam? Why not pull up and play with a guy like Davion Mitchell? Why not play for Eric Spoelstra? I don't know what the hell Miami would have to do and fork over to get KD, but I do think KD and Bam, you probably have to give up Wiggins. You might have to give up Tyler Hero, maybe not. I do think that can win the East. Now, can it beat the team that comes out of the West? Time will tell. But I'm a fan of the Heat, and damn it, I want Kevin Durant. Am I bad for putting us on the list that high?
The best coach he's ever played with. Listen, you can talk about Steve Kerr all you want. He has not done anything without Steph Curry and the team that was built before he got there.
We hadn't had a chance.
Spo would be the best coach that Kevin Durant's ever played for.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, did he do a year with Atkinson, or did they get rid of Atkinson as soon as KD came?
No.
Yeah. They fired him as soon as he came. So he's had Steve Nash. Oof. Wow.
Who coached him at Texas? I don't know.
Barnes? Yeah. Was it Barnes? Yeah,
I didn't mean to
right.
ask you that question because I do not think you knew that question.
Well, I'm from Houston.
Oh.
Actually, when he was at Texas, I met Kevin Durant when he was his freshman year. He came to my neighborhood one time because his roommate his freshman year lived in the neighborhood that I grew up in. And he was like, hey, Kevin Durant's coming over.
Was his hair fresh like at that age or no?
Never has been.
Number 1.
Top 5 Tuesday, the number 1 destination for Kevin Durant. If I were him and wanting to go somewhere to compete, wanting to go somewhere to complete my NBA career, and also wanting to go somewhere where I would enjoy playing basketball, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Keeping it out west. Keeping it out west, the Minnesota Timberwolves should be his number 1 destination. They're right there on the precipice. Like, try being the Oklahoma City Thunder and guarding Anthony Edwards the way you did, and on the backside of that, KD is right there waiting like this. Try me if you will. Try me. Yeah, have all 8 eyes on him and have KD on the other side of that court waiting on that pass to be the secondary playmaker and a spot-up shooter. You can't do it. He would free up so many things for the Timberwolves right now. He would be what they wish Cat was. Because the problem with Cat is, and the Knicks found it out the hard way, not mobile enough on his feet to stay in front of people, so he's a liability defensively. His jump shot is inconsistent, though he can get it off over anybody at that size, so can KD. It's inconsistent, and sometimes in big moments, he's not really there to help you and save the day. KD checks all of those boxes. He is Anthony Edwards' hero and favorite player of all time, and I know you had that series with him a couple of years ago, but as we've known from Kevin Durant's history of making moves in the NBA offseasons, he don't care about joining a team that's beat him before. He's bigger than that. Also, Minneapolis is a nice city. The in-laws live out there right now, and I absolutely love it in the summer. See, Cat? That is it. Top 5 Tuesday.
I don't know.
Top 5 free agency not free agency, but trade destinations for Kevin Durant. He should want to go to the Timberwolves and help Ant deliver a ring to a place that has been dying for one.
Now, sure, Kevin Durant might be older and wise and sees the big picture.
Yeah.
You think Anthony Edwards is going to want Kevin Durant in Minnesota?
Absolutely.
We are pawning Anthony Edwards as the King Slayer, as the old head slayer, as that nasty young kid who likes disrespecting his elders.
Yeah.
I don't see Anthony Edwards wanting to join forces with Kevin Durant.
He would love it. He would sign up for it instantly. In fact,
they got KD. We've got Jaden McDaniels.
Yes.
A famous quote.
Why not both? Why not both?
Because he would want to manufacture and draft their own KD.
No, he wouldn't. Well, they got somebody in the wings. Wait, now I like what they got. Terrence Shannon and Rob Dillingham that are going to have a bigger role next year for the Timberwolves. We'll see if Conley is actually back or if he calls it quits. Kevin Durant in a T-Wolves uniform is absolutely perfect. The Western Conference is a gauntlet. But if you find a way to get KD and maintain most of the integrity of that core, I would beg to say they should be the favorites to come out of the West. Also, depending on what the Spurs do. Now, if you do that and the Spurs get Giannis, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might as well just quit. Everybody just quit. If Giannis goes to the Spurs, it's all over with anyways. But the the Timberwolves should be trying everything in their possibility to go out and get KD.
Tell you what, do a little verbal meme here. You know, like the 3 menacing dragons?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
The West, you have the Thunder coming off of what we presume to be an NBA Finals championship.
Oh, yeah, it's already
when
happened.
It's all said and done. You have the Spurs with Wemby and Giannis and Stephon Castle. And then you have the Timberwolves with Ant Edwards, Rudy Gobert, and Kevin Durant.
Don't say Rudy's name in there.
He is the 2.
Don't say that.
He is
KD
the
would be
second.
the 2.
Okay.
It'll be Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant,
and
big space. Then
in the current iteration,
and then Rudy Gobert.
The Timberwolves would not have been in the Western Conference Finals if it were not for Rudy Gobert.
That's true. I'm just saying.
He's the second most important on the current iteration of the Wolves.
Well, Julius Randle had his moment.
Stop discounting.
Terrence Shannon per capita per minute was more important. I mean, you know my issues with Rudy Gobert. I have not been quiet about them. I don't dislike the guy.
I know he dated an ex-girlfriend.
That it's not anything personal with Rudy. He should not have 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards if he's a liability in the biggest moments. He cleaned a lot of that up this past year. You saw him strip Doncic a couple of times and whatnot. Like, he's gotten a little bit better. He's got bad hands around the rim. He can't catch the ball.
It's a beautiful
he's a
game.
He's
player. Elegant. I like it.
He's not elegant. There's not an elegant thing about that dude's game. It is tough to watch oftentimes. Have you seen him shoot a free throw?
Listen, we all have our faults.
Yeah, but he has
better
too many.
than Mitchell Robinson.
You know what? We can agree on something.